Hello and welcome to the full demo of MCH's Infinite Access Online Education Database. Today we're going to be going over all of the different features of Infinite Access, including how to do searches, look at funding information, as well as exporting data from the system. The Infinite Access Online Education Database reveals to you the entire education market with over 15,000 school districts, over 120,000 schools, and full access to over 5 million personnel at districts and schools. The system is entirely compatible with all iPad and Android devices, and you can access our mobile version at mobile.mchinfiniteaccess.com. A few reasons we hope you'll love Infinite Access. It's easy to use. You're not going to have to rely on any type of internal IT department to pull data. It's right at your fingertips. You'll have access to interactive maps and detailed profiles, and most importantly, access to over 5 million educators at schools and districts. The system is based on an export credit model, and every time you wanted to download or pull information from the system will require the use of those exports. You can see below what each of those exports costs. Let's get started looking at the system. Once you've logged into your Infinite Access system, you will be put on the home page, as you can see here. The home page is going to give you access to those institution searches, personnel searches, funding searches. You can access your saved searches through the center of the screen in the Save Search Manager area, or below the account status bar on the right-hand side. By clicking any of these searches, it will automatically load to your active query. There's going to be some information about your Infinite Access account, such as license details, coverage of that license, the expiration date of the license, and the number of credits that are currently on your account. Now, up here at the top of the screen is an 800-525-5811. This will ring out directly to Infinite Access support, so if you're ever having any issues, please feel free to use that number. Down here on the bottom in our blue and white area is going to have our support information. So there are going to be some 5 to 7 minute training videos that detail all the search functionality of the system. You can email the support team or use the standard Contact Us button, as well as access that phone number again. Let's go ahead and get started with some searches. I'm going to use this search dropdown through the majority of the demo because it's the fastest way to move through the system, and start with our quick search. A quick search allows you to search through districts and schools by one criteria. So I can come in and search districts or schools by name, in a city-state, in a single state, or by zip code. Over on our right-hand side, you'll see our criteria box, and just above that is showing me that I'm currently searching through 15,005 school districts. They control 121,752 schools across the country. I'm going to go ahead and put in a district name, and it will return every district across the country that started with those letters. It's going to show me the name of those districts, the city and state, what type of district we're looking at, as well as numbers of schools and enrollment. Now, as you can see here at the top of the screen, it says districts and schools in a tab structure. Every time you're doing a search inside the system, it's automatically going to show you which schools and districts are related to each other. So these 9 districts operate these 104 schools, and I can click on any of the hyperlinks to find out more information. I'm going to start out by showing you the mapping functionality inside the system. So I'm going to go ahead and click Map for Independence, Missouri School District 30. This will bring up a full map of the Independence, Missouri district, showing you those district boundaries, with the black icon showing you where that district office is located. Now there is a selector on the left-hand side, which allows me to find out more information. I can go in and look at my district schools, and I can find out more information by either clicking one of these institutions or using the selector on the left-hand side. I can find my non-public schools in the area, so my private and Catholic schools, as well as being able to use nearby districts. This is a useful feature if you're already working with one district and kind of want to use word of mouth to move into a local district. Now, anytime I click into one of these districts, it's going to bring me some information about that district, show me district type, district schools, as well as enrollment, and allow me to access those district profiles. Every institution inside the system has a profile. These profiles are going to give you the name of the district you're looking at, the ability to open a V-card with that information, as well as send to Salesforce.com. It's going to give me their street address, mailing address, phone, fax, URL, as well as a short description of this district and its chief administrator. Now there are some nested sections below which we'll start to find more information. I can open up this features section. It will give me an idea of open and close dates for the school district, population density, area wealth, district buying power, as well as some other district selects. Opening up funding, this will track the federal funds that are at this school district. It'll show me the name of that fund, the source of the fund, as well as the amount that's been allocated to the school district for the given school year. By clicking on any of these hyperlinks, I'll find out more information in a funding profile. On the personnel side, we're actually going to show you everybody we currently compile on the district level. So it will show you that person's name, visible email address where available, as well as their primary and secondary job functions. If a person has an email available, you can go ahead and email them using the small email icon to the right on the screen. Pull this person out in a vCard or send to salesforce.com. The last thing a district profile will do will show me all of the schools that are operated by this district. We'll show them in alphabetical order with low and high grades, as well as enrollment. By clicking on any of those hyperlinks, you'll pull up a school profile, which will give you the same type of information as that district profile, just about that school. Again, we'll have street address, mailing address, contact information, school description, as well as its chief administrator. The nested sections below will show us more information, so my features will show me any religious affiliations, population densities, area wealths, as other school selects. On my personnel screen, I'm going to go ahead and see some of those personnel at the schools. We've limited this screen slightly just because those large schools have too many personnel to put on one page. It will show you these persons' names, visible email addresses where available, as well as primary and secondary job functions. The last thing a school profile is going to do is go ahead and show me what district we're currently looking at, so I can go out and find other schools in this area. Next, we'll move on to looking at personnel at multiple institutions. Infinite Access is set up as a three-step process. The first thing we're going to do is go ahead and choose the information about the institutions that are most useful to us. We're going to go ahead and grab the personnel that we'd like, and then we'll be able to either view those people on screen or export them to file. Using the search dropdown, I'm going to come in and show you a district search first. The district search is going to be broken up into 3 tabs. You're going to have your districts, locations, as well as market potential tabs. In our districts tabs, we have the ability to choose district type, special types of districts, districts by control of public, private, or Catholic, features at those districts, or search by district by name or ID code. In locations, we'll have the ability to slice and dice the areas we're looking into. So you can choose any set of states, counties, cities, zip codes, area codes, or predefined regions. The market potential will allow us to go in and choose those districts by enrollment, employment, number of schools, buying power, population density, area wealth, as well as school calendar dates. So for an example, I'm always talking to people about the big 3 states, California, New York, and Texas, and I'll go ahead and add those to my criteria. As you can see, they've showed up on the right side of my screen in my criteria box, showing me that I'm currently searching through 2,930 school districts that control 24,768 schools. Now, let's say I only wanted to look at the schools that were in the top 50% of those area wealths. I can go ahead and add that to my criteria. So since I've chosen information about districts that I'd like to look at, my second step would be going in and grabbing those personnel. I'm going to use my search dropdown and come down to district personnel. Inside of district personnel, I'll be able to search through people by first name, last name, gender, email availability, or their selected job functions. Over on the right hand side, we can see that currently, with the criteria that we've put up, we are searching through 47,803 people. I'm going to go ahead and click my only selected job functions, and the plus is next to any of these titles will allow you to break open and see more titles. So in this example, I'd like to go ahead and grab those superintendents of these school districts and add to my criteria. As you can see at the school district we're looking at, we're going to have 1,475 personnel, and I'm only going to want those people with email addresses for this example. So only with email and add to criteria. Now, from here we move on to step 3, which is the ability to view these people or export them to file. So if I want to go ahead and click search, it's going to bring me back a list of these people that I'm searching for, giving me their names, primary and secondary job functions, as well as being able to access the profiles for the institutions that they currently work at. But if I want to pull all of these people out to an Excel document so I can do an email blast or mailing, I'm going to go ahead and come to my exports button here at the top of the screen. Now, the Exports button is going to allow me to pull the information I wanted out to an Excel file. First thing I'm going to do is start with my target data. This tells the system which set of data you're wanting to look at, and currently we know we're looking at school district personnel. And there are 5 different data layouts: direct mail, telesales, email, profile, and max profile records. So if I wanted to do an email blast in this case, I'm going to choose my email record, and it's going to change my data layout preview below, showing me my key code, contact name, job function, as well as the rest of the information that will come out in this Excel document. If I wanted to exclude previous information that I download out of the system, I can use any of these recent exports to exclude the information that was selected in these searches. I'm going to go ahead and name my file. Call this Big 3 Districts. I can put in a key code if it's useful to you. I'm going to go ahead and export this file to my computer. In just a moment, it's going to actually download to my browser, and I'll be able to open the information about these school districts. So as you can see in that quick 3-step process, we were able to get their names, job titles, email addresses, as well as all the pertinent information to be able to contact these persons for sales or marketing related efforts. Let's take a look at schools now. I'm going to use my search, come to my school search. Now, as we had went through that previous search, you could see that the criteria had stayed with me through all steps of the search. And until you remove an item or reset the search, your criteria will move with you from screen to screen. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure to reset my search in this case. Now, my school search is going to work exactly like the district search that we had previously done. It's going to follow that same 3-step process, just going to give me criteria that are more closely allocated to those schools. So in my first tab, I can come in and see schools and search those by control, public, private, Catholic. I can search schools by grade spans or the existence of grades, look at religious affiliations, types of schools such as Montessori and charter, school programs, searching a school by name or ID code, as well as certain territory-operated schools. Locations works exactly the same, allowing you to choose those states, counties, cities, zip codes, area codes, or predefined regions. And my market potential will be more closely related to those schools with the enrollments, employments, number of teachers, RPM buying power, population density, area wealth, technology, and useful dates. After we've picked out the criteria about the schools we want to look at, we'll come down and go to our school personnel. I'll be able to search these personnel again by first name, last name, gender, email availability, as well as their selected job functions. And as you can see over on the right hand side, we're currently searching through just a little over 5 million personnel at those schools. There are going to be about 375 different titles on the school side. You can use any of these pluses to open up and find out more information about these school personnel. There's one last section of Infinite Access that we'd like to talk to you about. That is our funding section. We're going to start out with looking at our funding by criteria. In funding by criteria, you can go in and choose multiple criteria about funding that would be most useful to you. You can choose those by product type, subject area, you can target grades, look at the sources of the funding, who can receive the funding, as well as search by fund name or title. We've recently paired this back to the large national federal funds, so I'm going to go ahead and click search and see those. It's going to bring us up a list of the funds that we currently have, showing us those fund titles, the granting agency, the recipient type, as well as the amount for the entirety of the fund. By clicking any of the fund's hyperlinks, we can find out more information through their funding profile. The fund profile will give us information such as the subject types it can be used for, a description of the fund, what qualifies for the fund, as well as titles of the decision makers who normally deal with this funding at those districts. By opening up funding districts, I can select a state and look at where that funding is located. So if I select Colorado, it will reload and show me every school district in the state of Colorado that receives the Title I funding, show me their name, city, zip code, enrollment, number of schools, as well as the amount that has been awarded for the given school year. Another quick way to look at funding is to open funding by map. It's just like it sounds. It's going to bring up a map of the U.S. I'll have the ability to select the state I'd like to look at, such as Colorado. Select the fund I'd like to see, such as E-rate. and it will show me every school district inside the state that receives this funding. It's a fully functional map where I can zoom into a specific area to find out more information. I can filter my map to just seeing those school districts. I can select any school and find out more information, or use my selector on the left-hand side. Thank you for taking some time today to learn more about the Infinite Access product from us here at MCH. If you have any questions or would like to start a 7-day free trial, you can always visit us at www.mchinfiniteaccess.com or give us a call at 1-800-525-5811. Thank you.